Good morning, I'm Gail Fasaki with the Joburgtv News Updates. Advisory panel says wide-ranging reforms to fast-track land reform. Despite SNDF deployment, Cape Town communities still fear gang violence, and courts ruling Gordhan's case against the Public Protector. The Land Reform Advisory Panel yesterday said wide-ranging institutional reforms were needed to fast-track land reform. That's one recommendation made by the panel, which was appointed by President Cyril Ramaphosa last year to assist the Interministerial Committee on Land Reform. Its final report was officially tabled and open to public scrutiny and said that the government needed a minimum of 240 billion rand to acquire and transfer about 30% of available land. The panel also said land expropriation without compensation could be applied in certain instances where land had been found to be unutilized, underutilized, or where it had been obtained through equity schemes but failed. Community leaders in gang-infested communities said they continue to be held hostage by gangsterism despite the recent deployment of the army. In total, 10 people were shot this weekend in Mitchell's Plain, Manenberg, Elsie's River and Lavender Hill, 2 of whom died. The Manenberg Safety Forum's Rukhshanda Pascoe said there'd been no change in the suburb where a 16-year-old girl was shot and wounded on Saturday. In Mitchell's Plains, 4 people, including a 6-year-old boy, were shot and wounded while a 5th victim was shot and killed. Both the South African National Defence Force and police have declined to comment. Provincial Community Safety MEC Albert Fritz, however, said that the police were managing the situation. Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan will today learn his fate in his application against the Public Protector Busiswe Mkhwebane. Gordhan wants to stop the implementation of Mkhwebane's remedial action into the so-called SARS rogue unit. Gordhan also wants the Deming report reviewed and set aside. This comes after Mkhwebane found that Gordhan broke the law when he established the intelligence unit at the Revenue Service. She directed President Cyril Ramaphosa to take disciplinary action against Gordhan. Judgment will be handed down in the North Gauteng High Court this morning. Now to your sports updates with Andisiwe Sigoko.
Thank you, Gail. With your sports news, I'm Andisiwe Sigoko. It's celebration time for South Africa as World Student Games champion Zane Weidel scooped gold for the country in the final session of the FINA World Championships in South Korea last night. He touched first in a tightly contested men's 50-meter backstroke. The gold medal was the first gold medal for South Africa. Still on swimming, Shatley Klaus won his second medal of the World Championship on Saturday night, claiming bronze in the 100-meter butterfly. The country now has 4 medals, 2 bronze by Klaus and the women's 200-meter breast and 1 from Weidel. Springboks escaped defeat against world number 1 All Blacks on Saturday when they drew 16 all. Replacement scrum half Herschel Jantjies scored the match-saving try on full time. Jantjies proved himself when he got a chance to play for the Boks during the opening of championship. The Springboks started impressively, especially in defense, and were unlucky to go into the halftime break 6-7 behind after they had dominated. They now travel to Auckland for a week-long training camp before their third and final Casalaga Rugby Championship match against Argentina. That's all from Source News. Goodbye.
Moving to traffic and weather updates.
Thank you, Gail. Taking a look at our traffic. In Midrand on Allendale Road, traffic lights are not working. Pointsmen are on duty. On the Old Pretoria Main Road, there's an obstruction at George Road. Expect delays. On the N1 northbound, there's an accident between William Nicol Drive and Baklu Interchange. Taking a look at our weather, Johannesburg is at 18 degrees Celsius, Soweto is at 19 degrees Celsius, and Pretoria is at 20 degrees Celsius. Back to the news desk.
And that's it from me and the rest of the Joburgtv News team. Catch your next bulletin at midday. Goodbye.